What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live stream. Today, it is Arsenal therapy, people. It's Monday. We're all still angry that Arsenal messed up the weekend. We're going to lay it all off our chest today, people. There's lots to talk about. Big up everyone for tuning in. As you say, Nick, bang on time. No Jamaican time today. English time. 2:15 p.m. on the dot, people. Big up everyone for tuning in. Thank you very much. We're going to get it all off our chest today. Whoever you want out the club, Kroenke, Arteta, Bellerin, Xhaka, they can all go. Whoever you want, you tell me, we're getting rid of them somehow, people. Let's get it all off our chest. Get the custard creams out and let's go. Arsenal therapy time. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. Monday, start of the week. You know, start the week off in a positive way. Things can only get better, you know. Appreciate everyone tuning in. We will do the player ratings as well. And no Arsenal jersey on today, my friend. No Arsenal jersey, man. That's put away, you know. That might come back out for the Europa League game on Thursday. But right now, there's friction between me and Arsenal right now, you know. I'm feeling a little like I don't want to wear no merchandise right now, you know. So that's where we're at. Appreciate you all tuning in. After losing to the glass nail munching Burnley team on Saturday, early kickoff, man. Painful, people, painful. Smash a like on this before we get started and press subscribe if you haven't already. Listen, let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about the mess that occurred the other day at Burnley. Where else better to start than Mr. Granit Xhaka? Mr. Granit Xhaka. Now, we're going to look at this because what I'm doing today, I am pulling any blame away from Bernd Leno today. Any blame that people have got on Bernd Leno, I'm taking it away. This is not his fault. This is all Granit Xhaka. When I first saw it, my initial response was, do you know what? Maybe that's Leno, right? Maybe that's Leno. Now, don't get me wrong. If Leno gets rid of this ball, then we don't have this conversation. But let me show you why this is all Granit Xhaka's fault. Number one, Mikel Arteta said after the game, he encourages whoever is the deep-lying midfielder for Arsenal to come and get the ball in this position. Now, he referred to the goal against Liverpool in the Community Shield. If you can't remember that goal, go back and look at it, right? So we're all looking at it as fans, you know, with our sort of football fan perspective. We're all just thinking, Bernd Leno, mate, just get rid of this ball. Just kick this ball as far as you can. Remember that old advert that used to be on, have it? Where you just kick the ball as far as you can. That's what we would probably do in this situation. However, you've got to understand something here. If you've watched Manchester City's documentary, the All or Nothing documentary, right? Pep Guardiola speaks in that documentary about drawing the opposition onto you, playing through their press, and then that's how you expose the other team. And this is what Mikel Arteta wants Arsenal to do. So if you look at this situation here, Leno's got the ball. Now, the problem with Leno is he can see an option there. His manager's encouraging him to do it, so he does it. Right. Now, if we move this on slightly, now, they better not drop an advert on me here because I remember last week they put me under pressure. So Leno's had his touch. Xhaka's driving. He's coming to get it. As the situation develops, right, Xhaka even puts his hand out to say, give me the ball. Right, here. Leno could go long here. As I said, we would probably go long here. But Xhaka's there. He's got enough space and time to get that ball. Now, as we run it on slightly, right, as that ball, Leno has passed that ball to Granit Xhaka. Now, I want to know how I'm going to say this again, £90,000 a week Granit Xhaka takes. every week. Think about that when we're in our job grinding for like £10 an hour. This guy's on 90 grand a week. Swiss captain, £35 million, right? Are you telling me, people, every single one of you in the chat right now, whether you play football or you don't, could you not simply put this ball over here? We've got 3 players here. Callum Chambers, Martin Odegaard, and of course, David Luiz, which is who he was passing to. First of all, Granit, don't take a touch. Why are you going to take a touch? You know these players around you. You don't need to take a touch. How can he not play that ball? Anywhere in front of probably this penalty spot here, Chris Wood doesn't get anywhere near it, and we play out. But this lunatic, this absolute madman decides, I'm going to take a touch. Now he's under more pressure. This guy right behind him is getting close. Xhaka can probably hear him. You know, you'll hear them footsteps creeping behind you, and the panic then sets in. Even here, he's had the touch. Granit Xhaka's just about to kick this ball. Even still, my friend, even still, play that ball anywhere in front of Chris Wood. He can't do anything. The last place on earth you should kick this ball is in that direction towards Chris Wood. I would actually rather he just booted it into the stand over here for a corner. You know what I mean? It's that simple. Put it, as Jake Snack's saying there, 50 rows up would have been better. Whack it over the crossbar. Put it in here. But the last place on earth you kick it is in the direction of Chris Wood. And this lunatic, mate, look at him. Look at that. I don't know if you can see here. The ball's gone off his foot. This is like spot the ball. Look at the direction he's kicking that ball. He's kicking it straight at Chris Wood. That ball's going behind David Luiz. Now, as I was saying about the Pep Guardiola situation, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Burnley players here. If Granit Xhaka plays that ball to David Luiz, this left winger for Burnley would have probably closed David Luiz down. This attacking midfielder may have closed him as well. If Luiz plays through them, which he probably would have, we've taken 5 Burnley players out of the game. We scored that goal against Liverpool. We also scored it against Man City in the semi-final. It's actually harder to do what Granit Xhaka did than getting that ball to David Luiz. Even if you play it 5 yards in front of David Luiz, it's fine. It's no problem. Chambers there, Odegaard's there. This lunatic kicks it at Chris Wood, and the ball's in the back of the net. Look at that. Chris Wood don't even know what's happening. I wish I could play this, people, but you know how copyright works. Look at Xhaka. What's he doing? What is he doing? It's absolutely ludicrous. He's done it again, Robbie. But what I wanted to do today, I just wanted to take away, because I've seen a lot of people blaming Bernd Leno, but you've got to understand they work on this situation every single day in training, and they want our midfielder to come and get that ball. He doesn't want Bernd Leno to clear that long. So Leno is not in the wrong. All right, we can say, all right, use your own initiative. But Granit Xhaka's not under that much pressure. You know, look at Tom, as you said here, Starboy, saying, look at Thomas Partey's reaction. Look at Thomas Partey here. The arms are going out. It was Independence Day in Ghana on Saturday as well. This guy's probably thinking, I could be at some party right now, celebrating. I could be at Atletico Madrid near the top of the La Liga. I think they are still top. And he's thinking, you're pairing me up with this lunatic kicking the ball straight at Chris Wood. Absolutely insane. A picture says 1,000 words, mate. There's a lot. David Luiz got his arms out. Like, what are you doing? Thomas Partey can't believe it. And Xhaka's just like, I've done it again. Absolute ludicrous. So that's how we're going to start. Little Jamie Carragher, Gary Neville, Sky Sports segment. At least I didn't get an advert on it this time, you know. But I just wanted to remove any blame away from Bernd Leno, because I even said at the time, Leno, just clear it. Just clear it, Leno. But the reality is he's being encouraged to pass that. And having passed it and seen the situation from the side, there's no way Granit Xhaka should have made the mistake. Absolutely shocking, that guy. And the problem is, when Xhaka has 4 or 5 decent games, you'll go on Twitter and you'll see big accounts saying, Granit Xhaka appreciation tweet, or Xhaka's been outstanding in the last 5 games. He's so underappreciated and this, that, the other. And it's like, bro, do you realise 2 things? 2 things. Granit Xhaka has made more mistakes leading to goals than any outfield player in the Premier League since 2016. He's made 8 mistakes that have led to goals, the most in the Premier League. The second one, we have not qualified for Champions League once since Granit Xhaka was signed. Not once. And he has been the mainstay in our midfield amongst all these Ramses and, Thomas Partey and, Ceballos. Xhaka's been the main man, and we have failed with him as the main centre mid. It's not all his fault, but a lot of it is his fault. I'm speaking truth here, people. Granit Xhaka, I was going to call this the Xhaka out show, to be fair, but I want to make the point clear that it's more about other people, but that is shocking from Granit Xhaka. Take away the blame from Burnley, I'm telling you. The manager says he encourages the team to play like that. It's absolutely ludicrous, people. There's the first segment. Xhaka, Granit Xhaka. And what's going to happen with him on Thursday? Olympiacos. Guess what? He'll be starting. He'll start. Arteta won't drop him. He'll start him all day long. He loves the guy. He spoke up after the game. He didn't say it's not acceptable what he did, which is what I wanted to hear. I wanted to hear him say, I encourage him to do that. That's fine. But what he did there is not acceptable. Yeah. And I always say this, bad footballers, any footballer, they don't pick themselves. Granit Xhaka don't pick himself. So when I was having a little bit of a go at the manager after the game, I was saying, Xhaka doesn't pick the team. He shouldn't be in the team. Absolutely ludicrous. What do you guys think? Xhaka will probably score a screamer Thursday or will be forgotten. It's crazy, man. Xhaka is the Swiss Mustafi. He's the midfield version, isn't he? Xhaka is here because Arteta kept him. He convinced him to stay, apparently. I begged him to stay, he said. What's up, Curtis? Would you keep Xhaka as a squad player or just sell? I'll be honest, we've got a lot of work to do this summer. If there's interest, I would get rid of him. I would get rid of him. I know some people will say, oh, he's decent as a squad player. I actually don't think Granit Xhaka would stay at Arsenal as a squad player. He's got a very big personality, a big ego. He's been a regular in the team since he's been here. And listen, I think if we benched him, I think he'd be making noise to get out. So I would sell him. I would move on from him. Apart from Thomas Partey, we don't have one good centre midfielder. Willock wasn't good enough. Ceballos is inconsistent, although I think he's got talent. You've seen him, how up and down he is. Xhaka's not good enough. El Nenny's not good enough. We have one good midfielder, and that is it. That is it, Yeah, captain of Switzerland, that's fine, but that doesn't help us, Very, very big ego. Very big ego. I don't know why. In his head, he probably thinks I'm the captain of my country. I've told the fans to F off, yet they've forgiven me and the managers begged me to stay here. Apparently Xhaka's very popular in the Arsenal dressing room. I got to be honest, I've heard a lot of people who are close to the club say that he's involved heavily in the dressing room. He's a very big part of the dressing room. That probably sums up the Arsenal dressing room. His ego is the root cause of all the problems. I think we've even got more problems than that, to be honest. It was a mistake, Curtis, not defending Xhaka in any way, but I don't mind him not hiding, asking for the ball and wanting to play as training and coach. Martin, I've got no problem with that. You've trained for that all week. As Arteta said, don't hide. He said, I would rather you do what I ask of you than hide. That is no problem, Martin. What I was trying to show you from that side angle, and so you could all see the pitch, it is a shocking mistake. It's literally harder to hit Chris Wood than hit that whole 20 yards of space. So where I respect what you're saying, it's a shocking mistake. You will not see a goal as bad as that all season at any level of professional football in England. It's literally shocking. If we haven't got another good midfielder, then how can you say, how does Arsenal play him? What my point is, we could have got rid of him. We could have replaced him. That Hertha Berlin wanted to sign him. And second of all, why not play Dani Ceballos next to Thomas Partey? So yeah, you don't have to play him. Bro, he's shook to use his first touch, and he's a professional footballer. Didn't need to control that ball at all. And listen, that's the Granit Xhaka part over. I don't want to go on too long about Xhaka. One thing's clear. I think we can see that that it's his fault. And just quickly, for if you didn't, you can't be, just quickly here, Dale says, Curtis, big up from Barbados. Leno has to take 20% of the blame. Leno can see the entire pitch and has a mouth as well. The pass to Xhaka was not on. The pass to Xhaka was on, though. That's what I'm trying to kind of explain, that the pass was on. It was a very easy situation for him. All he had to do was whip it round the corner. He had 20 yards of space to deal with. So whilst I agree with what you're saying, Leno can see the pitch. It's not that bad a situation. He could have dealt with that, Granit Xhaka. So now I'm not defending Xhaka at all. I actually give Granit Xhaka 100% of the blame. The manager wants us to draw the opposition onto us so we can play through them. We've scored that goal many times. So now I'm not blaming Leno at all. I'm not. He's being encouraged to play like that. As you can see, the player should have quite easily played that ball. Right, next situation. That's Granit Xhaka out the way, people. Let's get into the next thing that realistically cost us this game. And listen, I don't like blaming referees and VAR and stuff like that. I'm a person that, to me, you have to take accountability. And I'll be talking about the team in a second. But I want to know, and if I'm Arsenal, I would genuinely be talking to the FA about this. How on earth is that not handball? Like, please. I hope you can see this picture clearly. Actually, it's not the clearest picture, but that is absolutely unforgivable. There's no way on earth that can't be a penalty, especially with VAR being involved in the game as it is now. You know, that has to be. It has to be a penalty all day long. He's stuck his arm out. He's blocked it. Nicholas, but the first one, Pepe thought was even handball, but I didn't think the first one was handball. But the second one, his arm's at full stretch. He's catching the ball. I'm not even saying that he's meant to do that handball, but that's irrelevant. It doesn't matter whether he meant to or not. You would see that penalty given 99 times out of 100 in the Premier League. I guarantee if that was Burnley attacking Arsenal, that gets given. And you know what? We wouldn't even be able to argue. You know, if, I don't know, David Luiz did that, would we be able to argue? Not a chance. His arm's at full stretch. Pepe's touched the ball past him. He's in. He's into a dangerous position. Thomas from Norway saying proximity. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I've seen these given this season. So I get what you're saying. Under normal circumstances, I would say proximity, but I've seen them given this season. It's 100 million% a penalty. And that, to me, is just cheating. I just think that is cheating. To Kevin Friend, you know, the biggest clown referee in the Premier League, no surprise, he's the one doing VAR. And guess what? We don't get the decision. The ref that hates us more than anyone. Varsenal, as my boy says. Varsenal, mate. And what I think is crazy, how can you make a referee who manages in that league, how can you make him the guy in charge of VAR 1 week? If I'm a referee, and most of them referees are probably friends, right? So you've made a decision on the pitch that is a poor decision, right? You've made a poor decision. And I'm in charge of VAR. They probably don't want to overturn decisions sometimes because they're actually embarrassing their friend. Oh, no, actually, mate, you got that wrong. You're going to have to change it. They probably feel a bit stupid sometimes when they've given a certain decision and then the ref says, VAR is that actually it's wrong. So I think at times they've got to change it. Don't let referees decide the VAR decisions. Get neutral referees in from a different country or get ex-footballers. Get something different, but this ain't working. You know, Kevin definitely ain't our friend. Someone said Kevin enemy. You're spot on, man. You're spot on. But listen, One thing I'm going to say. Right? You have to take accountability in football. In life, in fact. You have to take accountability, right? It's a stonewall pen, 100%. We got cheated. There's nothing else you can say about it. The best teams in football, they don't rely on referees. They don't rely on external circumstances. This is my opinion. It's not a fact. This is just my opinion. Bukayo Saka misses a great chance in the first half. Outside of his left foot, puts it wide. In the second half, Ceballos hits the post with the last kick of the game. Aubameyang hits his shot straight at Ben Mee. Pepe misses the ball completely when I don't know how he does that. And then Pepe has that volley cleared off the line. That you're talking about 5 clear-cut chances away from home, and we don't take any one of them. If we score 1 or 2 of them, the VAR decision means nothing. We'll have a moan about it. Oh, the ref's not good enough. But the game's already won. The game's already done and dusted. I've been to Burnley away before, right? I went to the game when Kajoni handballed it on the line. Oxlade-Chamberlain, it hit the arm and went in last minute. Burnley's a tough place to go. They make life difficult for you. It's bowdy, the fans are loud, it's windy, it's a difficult place to go. I don't even think Burnley made that game that difficult. I don't even think Burnley made that game too difficult for us. They didn't have Ashley Barnes. Robbie Brady was on the bench. They didn't make it that difficult. But this team at Arsenal, mate, bottle jobs. There's the bottle, mate. Bottle job team at times. You give them the 3 points and they throw it away. Oh, I don't want it. Here, you have it. Every time we got a chance to get ourselves back into a game, we throw it away. Absolute joke, people. Final London, big up for the super chat, bro. When David Dean was there, we weren't treated like this. Remember, he was on the FA board. Yeah, that's a good point. But as I said, this team, although I honestly do feel like we are getting hard done by referees, right? That's 100% true. We are being hard done by refs. And as I said, that one, for me, is the worst one of the season. You can't get any more clear-cut than that. But we have to take responsibility for ourselves, first of all, you know. You've seen the new 2020. I've seen the red kit. I haven't seen the pre-match one. To be honest, I've had enough of training kits. I've had enough of all of them. Bringing out kits all the time. But as I said, take responsibility for yourself, people. Pepe, I had that guy on the green screen. Look what this guy does. Misses the ball completely from 8 yards out. Oh, dear. Arsenal, only Arsenal. Let's get into the player ratings. You know how it works, people. You chuck the ratings in the chat. Because as I said, sometimes I have to watch the game back because doing the live stream, you don't see everything that's happening. So some of you guys may have even seen the game better than me, to be honest. Right, player ratings, people. I'll read out your comments as we go along. This was the Arsenal starting 11, of course. Leno in goal. Now, some of you may be giving Leno a low rating. As I said, I'm giving Leno a good rating because I don't think that Xhaka goal is his fault. He's encouraged to do that by the manager. Xhaka had enough time to deal with it. I'm not blaming Leno. Also, Leno makes a save from Chris Wood in the second half, one-on-one with the keeper with his legs. We can end up losing that game. We can actually end up losing that game. One thing I didn't like about Leno was his distribution. Just gives the ball away sometimes. I'm going to give Leno... I'm going to give him a 7, you know. I see a lot of you. Footy chat says 7. Reginald Perry said 6. Thomas from Norway says 5. I don't really see what he did wrong. He can't do nothing about the goal. But some of you may be blaming him for the goal, so I get it. Herko said 8. Schmuckting says 6, 7. Zuko said 7. Young Gunner says 5. Thomas from Norway said 7. And Nick Core said Leno 6. Martin Neutral said Leno safe from Wood at a crucial time. I'm giving him a 7 because I think we lose the game if it ain't for him. And like I said, I'm not blaming him at all for that Xhaka mistake. A lot of you saying 5, 6, 7. We're around there anyway. Big Riv says 6. Real Captain said 7. Let's go to Callum Chambers. I don't really know what to make of Callum Chambers. I think going forward, we lost something by having Callum Chambers in defence because he doesn't get forward the same way Cedric's been getting forward on that wing. And Saka had one of his poorest games. Was that because of the lack of link-up with Callum Chambers? I felt defensively he was solid. He hasn't played for a long time. I'd give Callum Chambers a 6. Shafi said Chambers 7. Jay said 6. Alvin said 6. Omar says Chambers was decent. Inam said solid 7. Mukil said 7. Jan said 6. Mustafa said 6. Manny Young says 7. I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he was solid without being spectacular. Left back, Kieran Tierney. I thought he was... do you know what? I didn't think Tierney was having a great game going forward, to be honest. But then he puts that great ball in on the floor to Pepe. If he scores, we're all saying, what a great assist. I'm probably going to give Kieran Tierney a 6. I don't think he was at his usual high standard, but I don't think he was poor. Blagden said Tierney a 5. Ayula said 6. JPZ said 5 for Tierney. Ian said he was quiet. Jay said 6. James says a 6. Arsenal Queen said KT was quiet. Give him a 6. Daryl gives him a 6. Manny says 5 or 6 average. I'll give him, and South London's Finest says quiet by his standards, a 6. Let's talk about the two centre-backs. I think Luiz and Pablo Mari did quite good in this game, to be honest. I almost think they were the same rating. I've seen a lot of people were hyping up about Pablo Mari, saying maybe he was putting a really good performance. I thought him and David Luiz were pretty similar. Neither one of them made a mistake. The goal is nothing to do with them. I would probably give them both a 7. Misty said 7. Opinionator Guna said 7. Shafi said 7. Luzma said both 6. Alvin said Mari a 7. Blagden says Mari a 6. Luiz a 7. I'll give them both a 7. I don't think the goal had anything to do with them. The one mistake I thought David Luiz made on that Chris Wood chance, he comes running out of defence and allows himself to get played around. But that could have cost us. That could have cost us. Do I give them both a 6 or both a 7? I suppose they were all right defensively. I'll be kind and give them. I'll give him a 7. I thought they were quite solid. I thought they kind of dealt with Chris Wood, although he did have that chance. Let's go into the midfield. Oh my days! And you know what? Thomas Partey as well, my friend. He isn't getting the highest of ratings either today. Let's start with Thomas Partey. Got caught on the ball. I see him whipping passes out for a throw-in. I said, "Yo, I don't know what's going off here." I thought Thomas Partey was poor. He got caught. I seen him get muscled to the ground once. I didn't know what was going off. Don't worry, we're going to get to Granit Xhaka. But Thomas Partey, mate, yo, I'm telling you, he dropped. He's lucky that Xhaka was so bad that we don't even talk about Thomas Partey, because Xhaka was like, listen, hold my beer. I know you're having a stinker here, but I'm going to blow it all out the water. I'm giving Thomas Partey I don't know I'm thinking 5. Is he even lucky to get a 5? Young Guna said Partey, 8 out of 10, man of the match, not a chance for me. Yeah, Tom says that Corporal Partey, not the general. I'm giving him a 5. I thought he was poor. He had moments in the game where he was good, played a good little ball around the corner into Willian. Willian then runs, gives it to Aubameyang. Aubameyang scores. But I thought he was poor. I give him a 5. Got caught on the ball, gave the ball away. Sloppy by his standards. Granit Xhaka, people. I mean, it's a 0, isn't it? I can't give him anything. I can't give him anything above a 0. There's nothing. It's the worst mistake that you will see all season at Arsenal Football Club. I wish I could give him less than 0. I'll give him minus 10,000 for that. The guy just brings them mistakes bring embarrassment to the football club. You know, Omar said minus -1. People are it was literally just ridiculous. Omar said Xhaka get out. Callum said minus, what is that, 100,000. People saying leave my club. Xhaka gets a -10, said Zach. I got Reginald said -8. Peter's give him a 1. I think that's the kindest. Peter Mounsey gives Xhaka a 1 just for putting his shirt on and putting his football boots on the right way, you know? Jamie Stevens says a generous 0. And Jizzy said should have left 17-18. Exactly. Should have left before that, I think. He's that bad. Anthony Williams said scapegoating, bro. That ain't scapegoating. You won't see a worse mistake than that the entire season in an Arsenal shirt. Anthony Williams said I gave him a 2. He can't get a 2. He can't. It's horrendous. So, yeah, we move on from Xhaka. Just get him out. Sell him in the summer, please. Martin Odegaard. Again, I look at the performance. I'm a little bit... I don't really know how he played. He was quiet. He had a couple of shots. I see him give the ball away a couple of the times. I don't think he got on the ball enough to affect the game. He was taken off. I'd say it was a quiet performance. He wasn't bad, but I would probably say a 5 for Martin Odegaard. I don't think he affected the game enough. He is in a number 10 role. You do have to create something or do something, you know. What do you guys think about Odegaard? Tom Wiseau said average 5. Zuko said 5. Lamar said 4.5. Luzma Moore said anonymous, 3 out of 10. Let's have a look. Thomas from Norway gives him a 6. Alvin gives him a 5. I'm giving him a 5. I thought it was a quiet game for him. Let's go to Bukayo Saka, usually the star boy, the one we're singing the praises, but I think this was one of his worst games. I got to be honest for Saka. Misses a great chance in the first half to probably put the game to bed. 2-0 in the first half. I think it's game over. Could have got sent off. He got booked. He then went and fouled the guy twice in about 2 minutes. He's lucky that the ref didn't give him a second yellow, and I was surprised he stayed on the pitch. I thought it was a poor game. Missed a big chance. I didn't rate the performance. I got to give him a 4. That missed chance potentially costs us the game. I think the game's over if Saka scores that. Anthony Williams says Saka 2. Static gives him a 4. MS said he was awful, 4. Polymation gives him a 3. Laura Fear gives him a 5. Oompa Loompa gives him a 4. He played like an Oompa Loompa, that's for sure. Alan said Saka 4, Mr. Easy Chances. Omar gives him a 3. I think I'm being generous giving him a 4. Willian on the left. What do you make of Willian's performance? Got the assist, although, you know, it's not no spectacular pass or anything. He gave the ball to Aubameyang, and Aubameyang done the business. I didn't think Willian was particularly bad, but I don't think he did much good either. There was nothing to write home about and brag about. What would you give him? Blagden said 6. Omar said a 5. Marcuson said 5. Marboy said assist king. The man's got more assists than Ziyech, man. Robbie was right. Heaven Angel said 7 for Willian. My guy, I don't know if he was that good. Struggling to get a man of the match out of this team, to be honest. Real Captor said Willian standard 5. Opinionated Guna, Willian was positive, so I'd give him a 6. Tom said 4. Lively for 20. South London's finally said 6. I'm caught between a 5 and a 6, really. I don't think he wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. He worked defensively as well. Did he put enough into the penalty area? Was there enough crosses? Was there enough shots? I'm giving him a 5. Outside of the assist, I don't think he really did much. Jay Muller said, not enough sun for Willian, man. Solar-powered Willian, you know. I give him a 5. Aubameyang. It's funny because I saw him getting quite a bit of criticism, Aubameyang, after the game. People were saying he did nothing, but ultimately strikers are paid to score goals, and he scored a goal. And if Granit Xhaka doesn't kick it at Chris Wood, maybe we win that game 1-0 and get back home, and he scored the winner. Didn't get a lot of service. He did set up Saka for the chance that he missed. If Saka scores that, you're saying Aubameyang 1 goal, 1 assist in the first half, and the game's over. Second half, he got no service. He got moved to the left, and Lacazette came on through the middle. So people have very mixed opinions on Aubameyang. It really divides the fan base. Omar said for me a 6. Man like Ollie said 7. Timbuktu said 6. Static said 5.5. Zach Bridges said he makes all the runs, but haven't got the players to find him. At the moment, I don't think we have got the players. Alan said Aubameyang 7. Markson gives him a 7. Good game, even got involved in play, said South London. So I'm giving him a 7, people. I know a lot of people think that he was quiet. But I think he did his job. Sometimes you have them games where you're quiet, you don't do too much, you don't get a lot of service. He scored a goal. His goal was quality. 2 step overs, cut inside. The guy was scrambling all over the place, right? Had him scrambling all over the place, drills it bottom corner, 1-0, right? 10 minutes later, a little ball round the corner, Saka 1-on-1, puts it wide. That ain't Aubameyang's fault. That's Saka's fault. That should be 1 goal, 1 assist. Job done, 2-0. See you on Thursday at Olympiacos. He worked hard. He was quiet after that. So I can see some of you in the comments saying, how are you giving him a 7? But trust me, I think as a striker, he did his job there. He scored. He should have had an assist. I'm giving him a 7. I am. A quiet game. I would rather have a striker that's in and out the game that gets me goals and assists than some Emil Heskey who runs around all over the pitch but gets you 9 goals a season. You know, the hardest thing to do in football is score goals. Nev said he missed a great chance. I'll be honest. I think he should have done better. He drilled it with his left foot straight at Ben Mee. Yeah, you nearly got me to give him a 6 there, but I'm just going to stick at the 7. I can't even name a man of the match. I don't know who the man of the match is, really. I suppose I gave the 2 centre-backs and Aubameyang the best rating. Nico, Ross, Clark, Pepe. Nico, what are you... Pete, what are you doing to me, my friend? Yeah? You come on the pitch, I'm hyped. Yes. Green screen gets changed. I put him on the green screen. Kieran Tierney hits the byline, whips it in along the floor. It's on your left foot and you're left-footed. And you miss the ball. What are you doing? What are you doing, my friend? 72 million. And you're missing the ball. And I'm sitting there with a picture of you on my green screen looking like a donut. You know what I mean? Looking like a lunatic. I might as well have put Xhaka on the green screen. Nico, man, Pete, I can't give you a good rating, my friend. You can win us the game there. Whip that in with your left foot, bottom corner, game over. See you Thursday. Oh, man. The crazy thing is, 2 things for me. Number 1, as Arsenal Queen says, Pepe should have started. He should have started. If you want to bring Saka back into the team, cool. Don't favour a 32-year-old whose career is going to be on the decline over a 25-year-old who is the record transfer of the football club. What do you gain from playing Willian ahead of Pepe? Pepe has to be in the pecking order ahead of Willian. Do you think Pepe scores that if he starts the game? I think he scores it. Listen, one thing I'm not going to defend with Nicolas Pepe. He's not worth 72 million. Never in a million years. He's probably worth 30, 40 million. Right? We got absolutely bumped on the price. But the player can't help the price that's paid for him. And our job is at least to get the most out of him. If you play him, get him into form, one of 2 things can happen. Number 1, you've got a good player. Or number 2, you can sell him at a decent price because he's playing well. What you can't do is have an out of form, constantly getting rotated by the manager, Nicolas Pepe, that he's not performing for us because he keeps getting dropped. And you can't sell him because he's not playing and no one wants to buy him. Like, what is the manager doing? But Pepe, you're on your own here, my friend. You missed the sitter. The crazy thing is, 5 minutes later, you get a more difficult pass chipped into the penalty area on your weaker foot, and you hit the volley like a dream. Unfortunately, We're thinking the defender's been sent off, it's handball, it's a penalty. Somehow it hits his shoulder, then it's the crossbar. It's one of them days. Pepe, I got to give you a free, my friend. I got to give you a free. You can't miss the ball with that chance, man. It's light work. It's light work, people. The ball's rolling along the floor, not even much power. I'm going to give him a 4 to be a bit more generous, but it's poor. It's poor. I can't defend him, you know. He has to do better than that. What are you guys giving him? Shafi says, Peter, 6. I can't give him a 6. He should have scored. Hendon Guna said 5. This is what happens when you keep dropping a player after he has a good game and then not play him. He isn't getting a consistent run of games. I agree with that. Mikel Arteta, is it the real Arteta? Said 5 for him. And Umpa Lumpa said 5 should not 5 not being given the confidence. Young Guna said 4. Jamar said 5. And King's Forum said 5. Lacazette came on. He was okay. I think Lacazette and Danny Ceballos, I just give them both a 5, really. I thought Lacazette held the ball up quite well, actually, when he came on, but didn't threaten. I'll just give them both a 5, you know. And Ceballos hits the post with the last kick of the game. Yeah, there you go. Laka actually looked decent, but didn't get a goal, so it is what it is. Man, no man of the match. Yeah, I don't know. Who would you give man of the match to? I just don't like giving man of the match when we lose a game. It's like, what is there to be positive about? We were garbage, like in terms of end product. The thing is, if you look at the game, we had clear-cut chances. We were denied a penalty. We put them under pressure. So in that sense, it's not a bad performance. But the reality is football's all about the result. No one cares if, you know, if you go into a boxing ring and you've caught him with the jab 10 times and then he just knocks you out with a right hook. It don't matter that, yeah, I was landing the jab. You got knocked out, bro, you know. That game was there to be won. They were terrible, Burnley, against us. So, I mean, man of the match, Chambers, he's been out for a long time. Pablo Mari was all right, but I'm still not sure he's as good as everyone makes out. Louise made one mistake that nearly cost us if Chris Wood scores, but overall it was a bad, very bad result. Man said Eddie's phone was man of the match. Yeah, he's on fire at the moment. Mikel Arteta rating. I'm giving Arteta a 5. Giving Arteta a 5. I think he picked the wrong team. I know people will say, oh, you're saying this after the game, right? For me, Willian shouldn't have played ahead of Pepe, right? You either play Willian and Pepe because they both played well, or if Saka's got to come back in, take Willian out of the team. Don't take Pepe out. Pepe's got a long future at the club, you hope. Not Willian, who's 32. Granit Xhaka's played 13 games in a row for 90 minutes. Why did he need to play? Why not play Ceballos next to Thomas Partey? I did a preview on Friday and I picked Ceballos in midfield next to Partey. Give him a chance. And do you know what? I'm actually giving him a 4. I'm going to give him a 4, people. Because on top of that, I don't even know if he made the right changes. You know? He then brings Lacazette on. Well, I don't mind Lacazette coming on, but he takes Odegaard off, who is kind of your link man. He leaves Saka on the pitch, who was having a stinker, looked like he was going to get sent off. And then he brings Ceballos on late in the game. It was like, he just waits too long. He waits too long, man. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not blaming him for us losing the game. I am blaming the players, but I think he picked the wrong team. And again, Martinelli doesn't get on the pitch. Sub not use Martinelli. I don't know. You know, I don't know what people saying there. Martinelli must have pictures of it. I don't know. I don't know what Martinelli's done. Martinelli should have started. He should have at least come on. Should have never taken off Odegaard. He looked like the link man who was making things happen. Should be more proactive. You know, I'm seeing Sean Dyche make substitutions, say, all right, let's change something. Let's have a go. And our manager's sitting there waiting. You know? What are you waiting for, my friend? What are you waiting for? I mean, let's look at it just quickly. I want to see what minutes he made the substitution. So he brought on Lacazette after 63 minutes, Willian after 70, and Ceballos after 80. It's predictable. Careful, Kurt. It's too much talk about Arteta. We'll get Gavin Campbell on the stream and into full-on Arteta PR mode. Oh, dear. You know what it is, all right? He doesn't seem to know when to make a change. It's like he's waiting, man. He's waiting. I don't know what he's waiting for. But, hey, we move on. Right, couple more bits of news before we get out of here, people. Arsenal therapy continues, man. It's not an easy one, this one. So I've got two more bits of news for you, and neither one of them are great. Arteta said, trust my process. I don't think we do, my friend. I don't think we do. Smash a like on this as well, people, and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, today's video is sponsored by the guys at OneFootball. Link in the description below. Great app, completely free. Always sharp with the team news and stuff and all the latest Arsenal news. So big up the guys at OneFootball. Right, two more bits of news before we get out of here. Do you know what? You know what's funny as well? Someone talking about the Lacazette scream. Anyone who watched Match of the Day on Saturday, Ian Wright and Gary Lineker and Dion Dublin were taking the mick out of Lacazette screaming on the floor when he was fouled and then getting up shortly after. So at the end of Match of the Day, they all rolled around the floor screaming, which is a bit embarrassing on Lacazette. And it's not great that they're doing that to him on Match of the Day, but hey, it is what it is. It didn't look great. If he was in genuine pain, it's cool, but he gets up like 10 seconds after screaming. It's like, bro, do me a favor, man. Right, two more bits of news for you, people. And unfortunately, I can't bring you no good news. I told you it was counselling, people. This is the next one. All right, red alert. Arsenal announced £48 million losses, including 10.4 million Emery axing. But the club did trim the wages by 500k to 234.5 million in the financial year. So anybody who thinks Arsenal are going to go and blow up the transfer market this summer, you know, all right, it's great. We've saved $500,000 in wages, right? But we've just lost 48 million in the last financial year. This is due to the pandemic. We lost 17 million pound in matchday revenue. Other things are from other stuff. This is from last season. This is not this season, by the way. So this season will come out next year, and them figures will be even worse because you've got to remember we've now played a whole season with no fans in the stadium. So the matchday revenue is even worse. And there was a report, big up Inter, who was saying, talking about Swiss Ramble. Check out Swiss Ramble on Twitter. He breaks it all down, all the figures. This was based on the full length of last season. Now, at the start of last season, we sold Alex Iwobi for 40 million, 35 million rising to 40 with add-ons. And I think we sold a few other players as well. So we actually made a little bit of money that summer. This summer just gone, I think we only sold Emi Martinez for 20 million. So what I'm saying is these figures are going to be even worse next year. Right. So as it says here, Arsenal lost almost 48 million pound in the last financial year in a downturn blamed on the coronavirus pandemic. Figures announced on Friday revealed the second year in a row that the club have suffered a loss following 18 consecutive years in profit. What a job. Financially, I have to say, what a job financially Arsene Wenger was doing. 18 years in a row, this club made profit. A lot of that is to do with Champions League qualification, finishing in the top four. Obviously, the higher you finish in the league, the club is given more money for the higher league position. So no wonder Kroenke wanted Wenger at the club. He was making him money every single season. So 48 million losses. Bear in mind as well, the club took a 120 million pound interest-free loan earlier on this year that has to be paid back in the summer. So, you know, we've lost 48 million. We owe the bank 120 million. people do the maths. Don't expect big transfers this summer. The only way we will have money to spend this summer is if we sell 5 or 6 players that bring in decent dough. You know, your likes of Bellerin, Lacazette, Xhaka, El Neni, Chambers, Torreira, Guendouzi. There are enough players there that can be sold. But is this manager brave enough and strong enough to get rid of these players? And as people are saying there in the comments, the problem with Arsene Wenger, Arsene, you made great profit, but how come that money never went back into the football club? You know, where's 18 years of profit gone? Because you didn't leave us with an 18 years of profit looking team. I saw a team with Mustafi and them man there when you left, you know. I didn't see a top quality team. So listen, we could be in trouble next year, people. Seriously, if we don't somehow win the Europa League, you know, imagine we're not even in Europe next year, or we're playing in that stupid Europa Conference League that's coming out next year, which is like the ultimate embarrassment of European football. We thought it was bad leaving the Champions League, going into the Europa League, thinking that, wow, this is an embarrassing competition, Thursday night football. You know, this new competition is called the Europa Conference League. And if you win that, you go into the Europa League. Like, come on. We're going to be playing conference European football. The teams who finish 4th in the Champions League group go into the Conference League. Not even the teams who finish 3rd who go into the Europa. It's an embarrassment. The team who wins the Europa League, and I think it's the team who finishes 8th in the league, and the team who finishes 4th in the Champions League. An absolute joke of a competition. It's still on a Thursday night. Can you imagine the standard of teams in that competition? You know, seeing Arsenal in that, I don't even know if I'd do live streams for that, people. I might have to refuse out of pure pride. Yeah, it's basically an Intertoto Cup. You know, I don't even know what the trophy will look like. I don't know. They might just give them a bottle of water. Like, here, have that. You bunch of losers, mate, playing in that. The Europa Conference League, people. Some new made-up competition that Arsenal could be heading into. But hey, Jonathan says, big up Curtis. What do you think the difference was between our performance yesterday and the last 2 games? Was it bad refereeing, or did something not click? Bro, we didn't take our chances. It's as simple as that. Yeah, the referee, he makes a big mistake. He rips us off. He cheats. So I'm not for 1 second going to let that ref, not even the ref, VAR, get away with that. But we missed 5 clear-cut chances, as I said, people. Saka puts it wide first half. Second half, Aubameyang hits it straight at Ben Mee. Pepe misses the ball completely. Then he volleys it, the one that's cleared off the line, and then Ceballos hits the post. 5 clear-cut chances in an away game, and you come out of that game with 1 goal. It's our own fault. It's our own fault. Inconsistent FC, you're right. Intertoto is now our level. It is actually embarrassing what is going on. Curtis, so what he's saying is, the European Conference League is basically the ultimate bottlers cup. Yeah, it is, bruv. We went from Champions League to the Europa League, you know, the bottlers league, if you want to call it. Now we're going into the ultimate bottlers league, you know. For my FIFA players, it's like Foot Champs is the Champions League. That's the pinnacle. Then you got rivals midweek, you know, Thursday night rivals on FIFA. It's a bit sweaty. And then you've got squad battles that no one wants to play squad battles, you know. It's boring. That's basically what we're going. My FIFA players, you'll know what I'm talking about, you know. Banter League FC, Bottle Job FC. I would rather be out of all of Europe than playing that stupid competition, I'm telling you. I really would. I really would. And they've got the nerve today to leak next season's new home kit, apparently, that is coming out. They want us all to get ready to go and spend more money. Come on, people. Come on. We got to wake up to what's happening at this football club. And I did say this was therapy, and it ain't going to be pretty, people. I've got more bad news. How much more bad news can we take? I will try and finish it off on a positive, but I've got more bad news, people. Remember our new potential right back? There he is. Brighton's Tariq Lamptey ruled out for the rest of the season after surgery. He'll fit right in at Arsenal, to be fair. Injury prone, he'll fit right in. So there goes our right back. On one hand, maybe it helps because with injury problems, maybe you can Maybe you can get him cheaper. But on the other hand, do you want to sign a 20-year-old that's played 11 games this season? He's had 3 different injuries this season now. And this one, he's had to have an operation and he'll be out for the rest of the season. Arsenal are probably smiling at this. They're probably going, yeah, he's injured now, so we can get him for 20 million instead. Ah, dear me. Dear, oh dear. Go and get Max Aarons, people. I told you. Plays nearly every week. We're going to sit there, watch him go to Everton for 30 million. He'll play every week, be a revelation, and we'll sign Tariq Lamptey, who gets injured all the time now. Training Kit FC, Arsenal Fashion Club, trust the PR process. That's what we're moving like right now. Bottle Jobs FC, Arsenal. Everything's fine, man. Everything's fine, people. Don't worry. The Emirates is burning down. Arteta's standing in the middle, but everything's fine. If I bring out merch, I may have to bring that out on a top because I don't see how we can get away with it. Everything's fine. You know, we're 10th. Ah, dear. Apologies, people. I'm sorry that I've had to bring you so much crazy news, you know, so much madness, you know. Be excited. Well, yeah, what is there to be excited about, you know? I invite you to support Chelsea. It's not that bad. It really ain't that bad. Who else at Chelsea is retiring? Yeah, we'll probably sign Azpilicueta on a 5-year contract. You know what I mean? And play him at right back. This was great therapy, Curtis. Listen, it's necessary, man. You know, they say, what's it? A problem shared is a problem halved. I had to share all the problems with you today. So, we're going to get rid of it. After today, we'll climb back up the hill. You know, I'll build us up to Thursday night. Obviously, Thursday night, people, we have got Europa League, 8 o'clock kickoff, Olympiacos, massive game away from home. This team has to bounce back. They have to show some sort of mettle and fight. The only thing we've got now is to win that Europa League. I think the Premier League's done now in terms of top 4, top 6. I think it's done. You're going to see Scenes FC on Thursday. I'm telling you. Curtis, you need to trust the process, they're saying. I don't think so. I'm looking forward to Curtis imploding. Bruv, this club, the last couple of weeks on the watch-alongs, it's bringing reactions out of me that I didn't even know were there. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what's going off. Or maybe I was doing them, but just not on camera, you know, inside the stadium. Mannequin FC, Lamppost FC, Training Kit FC, Arsenal Football Circus. It's crazy, brother. It's absolute madness. But listen, delete the process. Big week ahead, people. Big week ahead. Listen, I'm just going to give you a little rundown. So obviously, Thursday night will be a massive game, Olympiacos. Sunday, we've got Tottenham. Tomorrow, because there isn't too much to talk about, I'm going to do a debate show tomorrow. I might try and get a guest on for tomorrow. The debate is going to be, did Emery have a better squad than Mikel Arteta? It's something that happens on a regular on social media. Tomorrow, we're going to break it down. We're going to look through Unai Emery's squad. We're going to look at Mikel Arteta's squad. We'll compare the two. We're going to put that to bed. Who had the better squad? Yeah. And we'll put that to bed tomorrow, 2 p.m. Join me tomorrow, people. Did Emery have a better squad than Mikel Arteta? We're actually going to break it down. We're going to look at what they had because we need to get to the bottom of this. What is going on with Mikel Arteta with this squad? Wednesday night as well, you're spot on. PSG against Barcelona. Live watch along for that as well. And later on in the week, I will try and get Kev on. I have got a show with Darren Farley who does the impressions and stuff. He's fantastic. He is on Thursday. I'll try and get Kev on for Friday after the Olympiacos game, and we could look forward to the Tottenham game. I will also have a Tottenham fan on as well for a preview for the game on Sunday. So keep it locked here this week, people. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Don't forget, download OneFootball in the description below. This was Arsenal Therapy, people. Things can only get better, and I'm sure there'll be new training kit for us to buy later in the week. Take care, people. Bless.